Hey, what is going on everyone? My name is Cole Kakamis and welcome back to my channel. This right here is the Logitech MX Master 2S, which is easily one of my favorite wireless mice for productivity tasks. But the question is, does it still hold up in 2021? Let's talk about it. So this mouse originally came out back in 2017, meaning it is getting a little up there in age. Its successor, the MX Master 3, came out in the fall of 2019, which is only like 2 or 3 months after I originally bought it. At the time of this recording, the 3 retails for $100 and you can find the 2S on Amazon for around $60. I'll both be reviewing the 2S from my experiences and comparing its features to that of the 3 so you guys can understand whether or not it's worth that upgrade. I don't actually own the newer model myself, so when needed, I'll have some nice pictures up on screen. Inside of the box, you get the mouse itself, a USB receiver, and a micro USB cable for charging. It sucks that the mouse doesn't use USB-C because pretty much all my devices use it nowadays. If this is something that really matters to you, the MX Master 3 was luckily updated to have it. But really, I don't think it actually matters all that much just because of how good the battery inside is. Logitech says that you can expect to get 70 days of usage on a full charge, which I can honestly vouch for. And this thing charges incredibly fast. With just 3 minutes plugged in, you get an entire day of usage. This has hands down been my favorite feature of this mouse. Whenever it dies, I can just set it down, plug it in, go grab a drink of water, come back, and then for the rest of the day, I'm all set. Also, the battery is pretty much identical on both of the mice. On the side here, there's a battery indicator with 3 dots that signifies how much it's charged. Don't like flame me in the comments, but like I don't remember. I think it flashes red when it dies. It turns red. It doesn't happen enough. I don't really remember, but when you see red, just plug it in.
Oh wow, thank you so much!
What I found really odd was that on the MX Master 3, they changed it to just a single LED indicator, which in my opinion is just a lot less intuitive. Now, this definitely does not look like your ordinary mouse. It's not covered in RGB lighting, it's just a solid gray ergonomic design. It definitely has some weight to it, but I think that it actually adds to the comfort. You have a nice thumb rest on the left, and the larger build fits really nicely into my palm. Unless you have super small hands, the size shouldn't actually be a problem. Really, the main difference between the 2S and the 3 is its design. I will admit that the newer model does look a little bit better. It's more clean and elegant, as opposed to the more clunky build of the 2S, but I'm still a fan of it nonetheless. Using the downloadable Logitech Options software, you can configure a bunch of different options on your mouse. Here you can change the pointer sensitivity, scrolling speed, scroll direction, and program the wide range of buttons that are on it. What is kind of annoying is that there is no way to see like an actual numerical representation for that sensitivity, which is just a pain because on my old gaming mouse, I was able to put really any specific DPI value that I wanted. Trying to set this thing up so that it was as close to the gaming mouse as possible was not easy. Here on the side, you have the forward and backward buttons, along with a horizontal scroll wheel. These 2 buttons are super convenient when browsing the web, as they allow me to quickly go back to the last page that I was at with ease. Using the scroll wheel allows me to speed up my workflow while I'm editing video, quickly panning clips from side to side. It's also great for my design tool of choice, Sketch, so that I can easily navigate through my artboard without having to click around just to go to where I want to. On the top of the mouse is the adaptive scroll wheel, which is actually quite cool. By default, it functions as you'd expect, just scrolling in steps. But if you press the wheel mode chip button here, or just flick the wheel, it'll switch to the gliding hyper fast mode, allowing the mouse to quickly scroll through long documents or web pages. This is really nice when working on YouTube scripts, easily being able to go back to the top of the file to reference an earlier note. It's also super convenient to use when coding, being able to skip over hundreds of lines in seconds. The newer model is identical in functionality, but it does feature some higher quality aluminum buttons. Most notably, the side scroll wheel and forward backward buttons are protruding on the side, whereas with the 2S, they're kind of like ingrained into the design itself. The 4000 DPI sensor in the 2S is super accurate, but at least to my understanding, it's kind of more for marketing than actual functionality. You're not practically going to be able to use the mouse with that high of a sensitivity. What I absolutely loved about it was how it still tracked even on glass surfaces. For the longest time before I had this whole desk set up, I was rocking a glass desk. And it had absolutely no problems, which was a huge lifesaver. With all the mice I'd used prior, I'd have to have some ugly ass mouse pad that didn't match the desk at all just to have it work. There are 2 ways to connect the mouse to your computer. One that I mentioned earlier was the USB receiver that's in the box. You can also pair 3 individual devices on each of the onboard profiles. Another big feature of this mouse is Flow, which allows you to seamlessly control and copy paste across up to 3 computers all at once. To be honest, this is a feature that I've never really had a practical use case for. I'm pretty sure the only time I've actually tried it is when I first got the mouse. What is quite cool is that you can use it across operating systems between a Mac and a Windows computer, as long as they're on the same Wi-Fi network and have Logi options installed. Since I only use one ultra-wide monitor, I have a setting for my Mac, my Windows PC, and then I actually have one for my iPad, but I don't really use it that much on there. Overall, in my 1.5 years of owning and using the MX Master 2S, I can confidently say that it has been a solid device that has been a great addition to my workflow. While the newer model does look a bit cleaner, features a USB-C port along with a couple other things, I don't think that, at least for me, it's really worth the upgrade. If you are in the market for a new wireless mouse, either the MX Master 2S or 3 from Logitech will be a great choice. I do have a feeling that in about a year or two, we'll see an updated model, maybe some cooler features, so stay tuned to the channel. If you'd like to pick up one for yourself, I'll leave links from the US, UK, and Canada down in the description below. For those of you who've made it to this point in the video, I want to say thank you, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed and you want to see more tech content from me in the very near future, be sure to drop a like and subscribe with bell notifications so you're notified next time I upload. Thank you and take care.